You are unbelievable.
Hey, when you got to go, you got to go.
Are we rolling, Colin? Hey, tell that story on Rate Debate right now.
Wow.
Kick it off with that.
Wow.
Tell them what you had to do today. Unbelievable.
Well,
Tell the people, bro.
So, I don't know about you guys. You guys got like anxiety poops in the morning?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just
You
you
get
get coffee or
Yeah.
like.
I don't
Coffee
drink
makes it
coffee.
worse.
I get
Gotcha, my boy.
anxiety poops. So I roll up to the boat ramp and I was literally first flight. This ramp here in Metro is a disaster.
Yeah, for sure it is.
And man, I rolled up and I was like really close to check in. I like borderline had to take a poop, but I was like, man, maybe I can hold it. Well, I ran through that Miracle Mile, bro. That Miracle Mile got me, bro. I got through there and I started hitting them waves, pound. I was like, man, I gotta pull over. And I pulled over, and it was one of them where you couldn't drop your drawers fast enough.
Yeah, I know
She
something.
come flying out.
Oh
bro.
my God, bro.
I all over my boat, and then I went to go stand up, and I hit a wave came by because boats are flying by me, and my ass is hanging out, and I go to stand up, and a wave comes, and I freaking end up squirting some more out.
Oh my God, bro.
It squirted all over the carpet.
Oh my God, bro. Hey, look.
There's still Dookie on the side of my boat.
Yeah. We'll have to edit that out.
No, we ain't editing none of that. Listen,
There's still
this is
Dookie
why
on my
y'all
boat.
watch Red Debate, because the stories that you're gonna hear, this happened today.
This is real life.
This is crazy. It is real. That's what. Hey, the Red Debate is the realest of the realest out here.
The worst part is
on
I had
YouTube.
no TP, bro.
Damn, big. All right, enough of that, Adrian. Because you on another level, bro. You on another. I'm sitting low key too close to you.
Shake
right
my
now.
hand one time.
Come on, bro. Watch out. All right, y'all. Look, we are here on probably, arguably, one of the best smallmouth fisheries in our country, right? And it's only right we kick off Rate Debate this week. We got to talk about smallmouth baits, and not only just any kind of smallmouth baits. What's the #1 technique to catch a smallmouth?
Two.
All right, a two.
No, just good.
Minnow.
I'm shaking a minnow, and I'm gonna say a drop shot. So since this is my Rate Debate, we doing it on drop shot baits, but more specifically smallmouth drop shot baits, baits that have time after time caught them all over the country. Not necessarily on a drop shot. You can throw it on a net. You can throw a Texas rig. You can wacky rig them. There's a lot of different ways you can rig these baits.
For sure.
But the dominant technique is a drop shot. Everybody knows that. But for my viewers that don't know, and you are just venturing into the smallmouth realm, we got some good knowledge. Gonna come from my boy, the Professor J-Dub, the scientist.
Hey.
Adrian's gonna give some good Berkeley scent smelling technology and the data points on that.
Boy.
And I'm gonna just do what I do. I'm gonna just kick back and just BS with y'all. But man, we gonna jump right in this thing. We got 4 different baits. Where do we got? I like starting Rate Debate off with some history, Jacob.
The OG.
And you know, you my history guy
I
on
wish
Rate
I
Debate,
knew.
bro.
I wish I knew a little more about this bait. Adrian probably knows more than I do.
So kick it off with a little
Which one we start with?
backstory.
I think you got to start with the crosstail.
Okay.
All right.
So Jackall, crosstail, Shad, OG. I feel like that's one of the OG drop shot baits. Super soft. That like narrow, like almost goby looking.
Yeah.
Plastic. That really it started with a crosstail. You know, that started that craze. I think Kota Kiriyama, right?
Kota Kiriyama,
One Erie.
Buffalo, out of Buffalo.
Out of Buffalo,
Yeah, I remember
on
that.
crosstail.
Yeah.
So it really jump started from there. I think it was like late 2000s maybe, and it just became a mainstay in the drop shot world, and it just consistently caught on. I mean, everybody who was anybody, if you were fishing for smallmouth with a drop shot, you had 50 packs of crosstail shads.
You did, for sure. Because you went through them.
You did, because they're super soft, they're super supple. You know, the only thing is, like, overall, like, that's just a great profile. I mean, that was also back in the day when the gobies were really starting to make a push.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Great Lakes still are in some. Lake Erie, and it does not have as many as it used to, at least on the western basin of Lake
Tell us
Erie.
why.
I seriously do not know why.
It's the drum, bro.
It has to be.
Has to be the drum.
But is there a lot of drum in Buffalo?
No.
There's not?
I mean, there's some. I haven't been there in a long
So
time.
them drum must just eat the snot out of them.
Maybe that, or maybe.
I literally told
What's
my buddy,
the zebra muzzle population like? 'Cause
told
that's
him-
what they eat.
I
So
told
they
my
ain't got
buddy
no
this.
food, they
I
want
said,
no
look.
food.
I told my buddy this. I said, look, if you took every drum out of Lake Erie, the lake level would drop 4 feet.
It really was.
It would drop 4 feet That's how much
That's a lot.
biomass a
That's a lot
freaking
of them
egg
suckers.
fish. It's unbelievable how many drum. Listen, you roll up on an egg. I mean, they're just drum for days.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
It's unbelievable. So anyway,
I done caught them.
they're everywhere. I caught about 10 of them, 15 of them today. So crosstail shad, it's just a really good action, good bait. It doesn't float, so it's like it's not a floating bait. But it was just really like the.
You ever
the
throw
OG.
one in the water?
Yeah.
Throw that one in the water right now.
It'll float right there, not hook. It won't float a hook.
That's a buoyant bait.
But he didn't float it.
Yeah, but so he sits real horizontal with a nose hook.
Yeah, like vertical, but everything does.
Not everything.
Almost everything. Well, not everything.
Not everything.
Not everything.
No, so I mean, I'm gonna give him a 8 out of 10 just because it started the craze.
Yeah.
I feel like that, and you know, shout out to a Yamoto Shad shape worm. I mean, like to me, those are the two that really sort of jumped.
Do we have a shad shape or no?
We don't. We don't.
Okay.
We're going to get him a strong honorable mention, though.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give him an 8.
You going to give him an 8?
I'm giving it a crosstail an 8.
For
It's
sure.
still an awesome bait. I mean, you go through it. I mean, you can't get them anymore, right?
I think they discontinued them. I still got a bunch of them. I know you do too. You
Yeah.
probably do too, Adrian.
I got some.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is like that. I mean, it's a bad little dude.
Just like Jacob said, bro, the crosstail shad, this literally started a craze. During that era, it was, you had to have it. If you went north, anywhere you smallmouth fishing, this was the bait you were throwing, period.
It was.
Low key, I caught my PB on this bait, but I didn't have a scale. I caught it on Lake Huron. I ran out of Erie all the way out to Lake Huron, and I caught a smallmouth so big. Since then, my PB is a 515, right at a 6-pounder, and this one was just so much bigger. It was crazy, but I did not have a scale, bro. But I caught it on a nose hook on a crosstail shad. I was trying to get my Chris Lane on out there throwing at them buoys.
Yeah.
One went walking off with it, bro. He was giant. But anyways, yeah, the crosstail shad, man. I mean, this is a bait I've caught tons of smallmouth on the Great Lakes here on St. Clair. It fits a lot of bills is the thing, and they had at the time great color selections. So it was a alewife, it was a shad, it was a goby, it was a crawfish, it was all these different things.
Bluegill?
It was a bluegill if you dipped the tail in chartreuse.
Yeah, it was a bluegill. Yeah, it was definitely a bluegill.
I mean, you could do so much with this bait, and it just flat out caught him, man. So
Man, he's still butthurt
hey,
about that.
he
man.
heard about that bluegill
He
situation.
is.
Hey, it's some bluegill right behind us on this dock right here, lit up, chartreuse tails.
They have the bluest tint to their
Dude, you
tail.
can't even say that.
Stop it,
man.
J-Dub. Stop it, bro.
I mean, it's
We ain't
okay.
even gonna start.
Hey, you just came out with a new bait pop color called what?
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
I didn't name that one.
It don't matter. Don't
But
matter.
chartreuse.
But he's chartreuse. And,
Hey.
and he is to be added to any lure to add scent,
Yeah.
make it show up better on live sonar,
Yeah.
and to be looking like bluegill. All right, so the crosstail shad.
And no.
Hey, that's how we rock it today.
Oh, it has to be.
Hey,
man.
straight up, bro. I'm giving this bait a. Right now, currently, I'm giving this bait a 7.5. 10 years ago, I gave this bait a 10.
Yeah.
I gave it a 10.
Now that we know. we
But
know.
there's so much technology and advancement in bait since
There
this
is.
bait came out. He's in my box, but I'll be honest, I don't really throw him anymore.
Yeah.
But we had to give him due justice because he started a lot of the craze with drop shotting.
100%
So
right.
shout out to Jackall on that. But I'm gonna give him a 7.5 currently.
Jackall. This is
Is that 4 inches for real?
dude. I think it's like a 3.
I think it's more like a 3.75.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
it's
even
3.5.
maybe even less. Yeah, 3.6.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a bait that I personally haven't thrown in 8 years.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But just like Jacob said and Mark said, this is a bait that we all drop shotted with. At one point in time, every single boat, every single guy that was drop shotting up north had these.
Every pro angler had them.
You
Oh,
did.
for sure.
Yep. Right
It was just a really good bait. And I'm gonna go against Jacob on this. This is one of the soft plastics that I think is we're talking about in that era, okay?
Oh yeah.
So
I agree with
a
that.
shad-shaped worm is not as buoyant as this.
No.
bait.
It's
Oh,
like
absolutely
it's
not.
Yamoto plastic.
Exactly.
So it's gonna
So
sink
and
as
and
a
I
salt.
think how
Yeah.
we used to fish a drop shot is we used to cast and drag. Like that's how we used to drop shot fish. Now things have changed with
It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
So in that situation, I think having something that would sit horizontal at the bottom was a big deal. And sit horizontal.
It doesn't say horizontal bottom cast.
Yes, it does,
Bro.
With a nose hook?
No, it does not. When you cast, I looked at it on the pool. I'm telling you, it does not. It might do it right there, but it does not do it in distance. No, it's actually like this. Like it's like peck on the bottom. I'm just telling you, it's not.
Oh, we're gonna go against.
That's why I say the same thing. People think robo worms float. They don't. They sink like a just trick worm.
And
They just have decent. They just have good colors.
And good action.
And solid action, yeah, of course. But that's what it is. So you're wrong.
Hey, I'm saying all that to say you're wrong.
I may be
Hey,
wrong.
but you're going against the grain on that.
But you believe. But see, what was great is you believed that,
I believe that.
and you were committed to that.
Yeah.
And
I thought I got extra bites because of
Yeah,
it.
and that's what.
And that's all that
that's the
matters.
difference.
The only thing that I would get ahead now, me looking back and change. One thing that I always used to do is I used to actually put Mega Strike on this bait. I'm a big scent guy. I like scent. That's why we're going to talk about power bait here a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But for me, I'm going to get hit. I'm going to give this bait an 8.5. I think it started everything.
Yeah,
it did.
The profile's great. The colors were good. I liked how they had a lot of translucent colors. I thought that was a big deal, but if you talk to Jacob, that's going to be wrong. So 8.5.
8.5.
Crosstail.
That's solid, bro.
I want to throw this one in the lake.
You know he's going to float.
No, it's like.
All right, let's see. Y'all want to go from one craze to another? Is that what we should do, Adrian? Or should we say
it don't matter.
Let's go from one craze that started it
I like that
to
too.
more recent times craze
Yep, I like that.
in drop shotting.
Yep.
Right? And I'm going to definitely let Adrian and Avina kick this off because
Kick them off.
you know a lot about this.
You guys all know the purple bag.
Yes,
so,
sir.
This sticky scent. Yeah, the whole maxcent makes you stink. This one's actually a freshie. I haven't even
You ain't
opened
opened
this
him yet.
one. Oh man, I got a bunch of.
Don't open him right next to me,
I got a bunch of soldiers laying in the bottom of my
I ain't gonna know if that's you from your poop or if that's just a bait.
This is a really good bait. This bait here currently comes in two sizes.
What is that?
This here is the Flatworm by maxcent by Berkeley. It's really good. I mean, if you look at profile wise, you're talking about really similar profile. You know, as we said, this was the OG. And just naturally just trying to make a bait that's similar but yet have its differences. And when maxcent came out, Berkeley was known for power bait, right?
Yep.
Power bait was the big thing. Everybody threw a power worm. And at Spirit Lake, they have these labs that they actually test on bass, all their plastics. And they literally have testing facilities, and they incorporated not only scent injected into this bait, but then also on the outside of this bait. And with smallmouth, I think it's a really big deal. You see a lot of the Japanese guys really utilizing that.
Yeah.
You know, they've got their little tricky
scent.
little nuances, but the one thing that is a common denominator is scent.
Scent.
And right out of the package, I mean, you guys all smelled it before. Again, a lot of matte colors, so you don't have the translucent colors. But when it comes down for smallmouth, black is one of my favorite colors. And I'm gonna get
matte black.
Yeah, matte black, dude. But I'm gonna give this bait. I'm gonna give him a 9. I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10.
That's solid.
9
That's
out
good.
of 10. If they can ever
Rightfully so.
figure out how to make this bait elastic,
Floaty.
with still, like so where he's super buoyant,
Yeah,
and still stink the way he stinks.
I know. His stink is a different stink, bro.
It is.
It's unbelievable. But shout out to Berkeley, bro, because I'm a big scent guy too. Y'all hear me talk about this repetitively on Rate the Bait. I've always been.
Yeah.
Smelly Jelly Bang,
Yeah.
Mega Strike.
Yeah.
There's just so many different scents that came along.
He's got bait pop.
Bait pop, bait fuel,
Yeah.
thump gel. There's I'm playing with all of them because I love scent, honestly. And I feel like in those times where it's just like you feel like you're not, maybe one's looking at it, you're not getting bit, and it does a lot for your confidence. And also, I definitely feel like when one grabs it, he ain't gonna let it go.
Yeah.
So shout out to Berkeley on that. They're big on the scent. The flatworm, it went crazy, man. And I don't even know what year did this start just going nuts like that. Do you remember?
I remember
19?
the tournament it went down at.
Okay.
It was the St. Lawrence River.
Okay.
18.
The day we all called him in Brockville.
Okay, that's when
Eight-
Bertrand,
18
when
or
Bertrand
Bertrand
won.
Bertrand won, but he
Okay.
actually won on a minnow.
I remember that. Yeah.
Gold minnow.
But a lot of
Lucas
guys were
finished
catching
second
on
on that.
flatworm.
on the flatworm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when it started.
That is the week that it blew up.
Okay.
I remember, dude, they were passing them things out like crazy,
Oh,
dude.
these things-
Everybody, like, we had little side hustles. We're selling them suckers on eBay.
Oh, for sure.
Dude,
for sure.
I mean, it was going
you could not
wild.
get. You could not get these for the longest of time.
For like 3 years.
Incredible.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the flatworm's amazing. I've smashed them on it like everybody else. Like Adrian said, the only thing I could even knock this bait on, and it's not even a knock. I just wish it had more buoyancy to it. Keep the scent how it is and more buoyancy. That's the only
Perfect
thing.
world, dude.
That'd be a perfect bait. I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Flatworm's juice.
It is. So I had experience using flatworm. Actually, I ended up having like I caught several of my fish in the Lake Erie tournament that I had out here.
When you finish second.
I finished second on a flatworm. So that was sort of like the really only time I've thrown a flatworm that much. But I again, just sort of echoing, I do like the fact that it's different, the fact of the smell, but also
Bold.
ooh, but also the matte colors, like Adrian said.
Yeah.
That's cool because it separates it. There's not another product that I know about there that really has that matte finishes like that. And I think that adds like a super lifelike look to a lot of stuff. So I think it's a really cool vibe. Yeah, you don't have translucent colors. You can't make all the cool translucent stuff, but it is really awesome material and it's something cool. Now, for me, my biggest pet peeve is that I love to thread stuff. So when I'm threading plastics, a flatworm's not the best bait to thread.
Yeah.
One bites it, you set the hook, it pulls it down, then the fish will come back and eat it. So that's my only, like, for me, like, if I nose hooked a lot, I could see where like a flatworm would be like high in your arsenal. I just don't throw it a lot because I typically just use a finesse Nico, thread it on, and to me that's just like I'm not as efficient as I would be with other baits. So overall, I'm gonna give him an. I mean, shoot, I gotta give him an 8.5. I'm gonna have to bump my crosstail up to 8.5. I'm gonna have to bump that and keep that at 8.5 because I feel like they're both very unique.
Yeah.
And they started some stuff in their own respective time period.
For sure.
And eras. And
sure.
I thought that was really cool. I think Berkeley did a great job.
Yeah, definitely.
Slide him back in there. We gotta keep him. He's still good.
All right, y'all. Moving along. This is a bait that I've absolutely crushed them on too, man. So this is Xzone's Slammer. This bait, it kind of had its own craze of its own too, but it's just a very good drop shot bait. Nose hook drop shot bait.
Yeah.
Anywhere they're feeding on gobies, this thing is an excellent goby imitator. Dude, I had a top 10 finish at St. Lawrence River. That same one, Bertrand won. And I caught all my bass on this and a I was throwing a Z-Man trick shot as well.
Trick shot,
which
yeah.
they're very similar. They're goby imitators, but this one did the bulk of the lifting that week, and dude, it's just hard to beat, man. And again, this can also double over for all your bait fishes. So like again, the alewives, the shad, the I don't know what the
perch,
the Cisco's. There's so many. It can go so many different directions. But this is an awesome bait. So if you guys want to get into some drop shotting, this is one you might want to look up as well. And it's an Xzone Slammer, a couple different sizes. I'm gonna give this guy. He's good. I'm gonna have him tied on next week.
Yeah.
He's an 8 for sure. I'm gonna give him an 8.
This is a bait I haven't really thrown much. I got a bunch of them, and I like the laminate colors. You know,
they do a good job with the colors.
They do a good job with it.
Yeah.
It's honestly one of the few I feel like out there that have the laminate colors the way they do.
Yeah.
This isn't hand poured, is it?
I think it is, honestly.
Originally, I mean, I don't know now, but yeah, I think it was original.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I love hand poured stuff. You know, I love me a robo worm. You know, and I have caught some bass on this. From what I remember, these didn't have scent injected in them.
No.
So that's that. I'm gonna knock them on that. But I know a lot of guys that have won a lot of money, especially a lot. I mean, of course, we're talking about regions, right? Regions of the country. You know, when it comes down to the St. Lawrence rivers, you know, all the Great Lakes. You know, those are places where this bait's going to excel whenever there's gobies. Because for me, that's when I'm throwing this.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to imitate a goby, that's when I'm going to throw this bait. I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10.
There you go.
7 out of 10.
Ooh, slammer. Or the Gajo, depending on like where you're at in the country. The
That's true.
Gajo.
The Gajo,
I think I don't know the whole story behind that. I think they split up 2 guys from making the slammer, or they were partners, and then they split the company up, and basically they both make their own version of it now. But anyway, so both are basically the same, pretty much the same mold that I know of. Yeah, but I mean, absolutely mirroring what Mark said. I've caught the absolute crap out of them on the St. Lawrence River on this thing.
Yeah.
Especially at daylight.
Oh,
Dude, hey, those
early,
things
they own
bite
you.
at daylight.
Facts,
It'd be
they
like dark 30, and it'd be like, dude.
got him.
So you still throw that bait?
Yeah.
On St. Lawrence?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's pretty good.
It's good to know. We got a tournament coming up over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta throw
Take
this one in the
it
bag.
I mean, I'll have him in. I only have like probably 10 of them, or probably like 15 of them in the boat right now. But I missed out of my box, so I do throw this bait. I
He's
do.
got a lot of stuff in that truck and boat.
Oh,
I do
heavy.
a lot.
I mean, he's got half
Heavy.
of Academy in that sucker.
Heavy,
I do.
bro.
I do. That's the only thing is like for me, like I just like to have options. So I got plenty of them.
You got off.
Yeah, I mean, I think also there's not a lot of salt in this bait, so it does have a little bit more buoyancy. Where the crosstail does have salt, this doesn't have salt. So
Makes it a little bit more durable.
A little bit more durable,
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit more buoyancy. It sort of like floats in the current a little bit better. It doesn't want to like drag down. I mean, to be honest with you, if you actually saw it light down like 35 feet, you're probably like, why the heck did they bite that? Straight up, I mean, I feel like sometimes we think a bait does a certain thing, it doesn't. And I had to learn that the hard way. But like,
Yeah, by installing a $100,000 pool.
that helps. That does hurt. So I mean but that is what it is. I mean it's a great bait. It is. It's a really good shad imitator. It's a good profile, and it has a lot of similarities to the crosstail. It's just a little bit broader. It's a really good. It's probably one of the best goby imitators, like Mark said, out there. So like in the lakes that have a lot of gobies, and in the Great Lakes, you got to have something similar.
Yeah.
And it gets bit. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10, just because I feel like he's a staple in the lineup. You gotta have him when you go north.
No doubt. J-Dub, you got to kick that last one off, bro. Every time you got to hit them.
So I just day one of the tournament was today, and I caught my biggest bass on this guy right here. This is a Crush City Ned BLT. He has TPE, which is like an Elastec type of formula, stretch, high floating. This one right here, I designed this with Crush City to have a little bit more action, a little bit more movement than like you would with a typical TRD or a Ned bait. I didn't want it as stubby because I felt like everybody was sort of going along that line. I wanted something a little more streamlined, something that had a little bit more tail action.
Yeah.
And this guy right here does just that. So I threaded it with like a Finesse Nico, size number 2. Works perfect for exactly what I love to do. And it generates bites when a lot of other baits just won't. Like they don't want a big profile. They want something small. They want some bite size. You pitch it out there, and you can even see it on our target. Like you can see the bait stay up above in the water column, and then sucker just swim over there and grab it. Like you can see the bait 8 inches, 1.5 feet off the bottom. And I think that just makes it easy for some of the smallmouth to find it as well. It helps them sort of react a little bit quicker. So yes, designed more so. In addition, for the first part was more Ned rigging, but it's one of my favorite drop shot baits. I ended up third out on St. Clair last year with this bait, and then obviously I'm in fourth right now. So
How long is that bait?
it's 3 inches long.
3.
It's 3.
Okay.
So he's not as stubby. So I wanted him a little bit longer, a little bit more profile. So he's good for spotted bass.
This right here.
It's 3 inches.
Yeah, he's a little
It's
longer.
about an inch.
Well, I
3/4.
ain't lining that up good, but yeah.
Huh.
He's like half. I don't know. So that to me, that's what the mindset was behind it, and the bait just gets bit. So it also has a lot of scent. Now, this one doesn't, because he was used all day. But
Yeah.
he does come out with a lot of scent out of the package, ready
Yeah.
to roll. So that's also another thing. It is hard to get a stinkier TPE kind of stuff, like to hold scent very well.
Yeah.
I a lot of times I'll add a little bit more bait pop or a crawfish bait pop because it smells a little bit more because of that. Adding a little bit more scent and having it hold on to that, because you need something that you can't just spray on. You need something that's going to stay on, stick on there. And that's where like I'll end up putting that on. I do this several times a day, just adding a little crawfish bait pop on that. So that's my spiel on it. I mean, I'm going to give him. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give him 7.75. 7.75.
Always room for improvement.
7.75. I mean, I like it a lot. I just he does a lot of things good.
Yeah, I like this bait. Very versatile too. Something that you didn't really touch on. I mean, you come up with these Ned style baits, but there's so many different ways you can fish them, right? You can throw this bad boy. You can thread him, throw him on drop shot. Obviously on a Ned head. You can Texas rig him. You can shaky head it.
You can wacky rig. You can wacky rig on drop shot too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's very versatile. And I like the ribbed, right? The ribbed that you guys have coming down holds a little air as the bait falls down. And also, as he said, the scent that's already on the bait that comes with it, and then whatever you apply, it gets caught up in these little ridges. It helps hold on to it. Really cool little bait. Of course, y'all got all the dope colors, because J-Dub is designing the colors, of course.
You gotta have this one right here.
Oh, hey, look, I'm just raiding tackle boxes, baby. That's it. Hey, make sure you get this color, and I'm gonna just raid your box, big dog. Really cool bait. I like this bait a lot. I'm gonna give him the only thing I wish y'all had on this bait, right? Because it's always room for improvement.
Absolutely. Right? That's why.
And maybe there's a reason for this. I know you got a reason for it, actually, but this is just something that I like. I wish it had more salt in it. Okay. So what was the reasoning for, I guess, not putting the salt in?
So the reasoning behind not putting the salt in is because he floats a quarter ounce head better. So I put a quarter ounce net head.
Yep.
So put him on. He'll stand him up where a TRD does not.
Because of all the salt.
So it's different than a drop shot. So like that bait will literally stand up a quarter ounce.
Okay. Well, then there you go.
So
and there's the reason
behind it. So
right?
I wanted it to have a higher. I wanted that was the main.
You wanted him to be able to float heavier weight. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's more buoyant than a TRD.
Yeah, off time, because look, it has hardly any salt in it.
Yeah,
for sure. Anyways, I like this dude. Crushity has a lot of great baits coming out. Shout out to my boy J-Dub and Rappler. Y'all been doing a great job. I'm gonna give him an 8. I'm gonna give him an 8.
I got mad respect for Jacob. So Jacob, he's the minds behind Crush City. I mean, literally, you spend a lot of time in a pool trying other plastics. Like, literally, something comes out, my man buys it, tries it.
Yeah.
Wants to know why it's good, why it's bad. And for him to like not give everything a 10 on Rate the Bait,
I know, right?
City,
that he designed,
that's
real tough.
I give it a lot of props to Jacob, because he knows there's always room for improvement.
And then he's still winning derbs on his 7.75.
Well, I mean, dude, his average practice is like a 3, and he wins the tournament. So I mean, 75, dude, that's like,
don't know.
Gosh, dang.
It's just part.
I don't know how to rate 5-fish practices. I don't know what that
You don't know how to rate no practices, right? Let's just be real.
No.
I don't know.
0.
Man, I'm going to get ahead, and one thing that you guys didn't really talk about, I mean, you may have touched on it a little bit, but the one thing that I've realized, fishing the format we fish now, every fish counts. It's all about efficiency.
It is.
Yeah.
And the Elastec material, or the TPE, whatever, you said this plastic is, it's a really big deal.
It is.
That, if you were to thread it, you maybe put a little dab of glue on it, stays there. If you nose hook this thing, you can probably literally use it all day long.
Yeah, low-key.
And when you come to these northern bodies of water, these bass, I'm not going to say they're not educated, because you go in Anchor Bay right now and it's hard to catch one, but
cum laudes.
Yeah, big time. But these bass bite, and a lot of times you put a profile that looks similar to any of these baits in front of a bass, he's going to bite it. Now there are situations that he's not going to bite it.
Yeah.
But this bait right here, with it being that material and being able to be more efficient when you're out there on the water, trying to keep up with you guys, so it gets tough. So I'm going to get hit. I'm going to rate him a 9.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
Efficiency.
Just because of the
really
efficiency
big deal.
side. Because,
really big deal.
Because really, at the end of the day, a lot of these baits that we're talking about, they're similar profile. But just because of that factor, I'm going to get ahead and give him a 9. It's a good bait, dude. I personally haven't thrown it. I mean, I might have caught a few bass on it, but not many.
Hey, you know where they rock with him at hard? Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, you good, bro?
Bad.
No, you
And
good.
they crush him in the creek too.
Trash
Him in it. But look,
How do you throw them in a creek?
I Texas rigging.
Really?
Oh,
With an 1/8 ounce sinker. Hey, look, and I need 2 of them all day.
Smack.
Yeah,
all
see, and
day.
that's what I'm saying. That's a big deal, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, from a cost standpoint too. Like, I mean, for people that are going out there and don't want to spend a whole lot of money, and you don't have to go buy 20 packs of Jackall crosstails on eBay right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Straight
you can
up.
literally buy, a pack or 2 of them and be good for a while.
And be good for a
The
minute.
one thing about that is really awesome about that I didn't really hit on is that the packaging, and they're all clamshell packaging.
Yeah. You guys did a really good job.
Good job.
And then that is a really big deal when you're buying. You're buying a lot, like,
We've all used
that
TRDs.
TPE
We've
and
all
stuff,
used
yeah.
we've all
and
used
you get kicked up
TRDs.
ones all over the place.
They be
and
like
this one-
this.
Yeah, and some
Look.
of them.
They be like this coming out the pack. And I be like, bro, I can't do nothing with that.
No.
Oh, they about to start partying.
Oh,
All
we
right,
going.
y'all, look. We about to wrap right there, babe. But look, real quick before we go. Real quick. Because, look, this category was crazy. We could have went anywhere with it.
ways.
All right, everybody give me one quick honorable mention bait. Go ahead, Jacob. That we didn't mention. Go. Want me to come back to you?
Yeah,
All right, Adrian, go. Give me one.
I'm gonna say TRD.
A TRD, definitely. I love a TRD. I made a lot of money with
That's a
TRD.
good
Z-Man TRD, excellent bait. Shout out Z-Man. One I'm going to go with, Yamoto Shad Shaped Worm. We did not mention him. That's another kick drop shot bait.
You gotta give them the Erie, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I was almost
know
gonna
you,
pick-
You said it. I'm gonna say an Erie Darter because that was something that
That's one of the originals.
it
Too.
was one of the originals, and it's a bad little dude.
Hey, look, shout out to all the tackle brands out there for making bass tackle, keeping us in a job. Without y'all, we can't do it. So, shout out y'all. Hey, thank y'all for watching Rate Debate. We'll be back next year. We finna go kick it with one man across the street in a yacht and get our party on. We'll holla back. See you.